Well, after a century of heavy use, Oklahoma State Capitol is in the midst of the first ever top-to-bottom restoration project. We'll have more on that later in our show, but first we want to continue our look at the world of work by looking at the role women are playing in the renovation of the state's most iconic building. Joining me now is our Courtney May.
When the Oklahoma State Capitol building was built in 1917, it was a construction team consisting of only men. Fast forward a century, and that's all changed. The women who are a part of the Capitol restoration are helping change Oklahoma's history. The Oklahoma State Capitol building is being restored, and there's more than just men at work in this construction zone. Meet the women behind the facelift of this historical project.
I chose Manhattan when I went to work because they were very clear that they were hiring me, and whatever the task at hand they asked me to do, it had no bearing on whether I was a man or a woman. I just feel like I'm one of the guys and go to work every day, and that's how we operate.
Andrea Gossard, project manager for Manhattan Construction, says it's about having the skills it takes to be in this profession.
One thing and one thing only rules in this industry, and that is being very well educated in what you're doing. I work with guys that have been in the field doing the same job for 30 years, and they know a lot about it. The second they realize that you know a lot about it too, they respect you.
Gossard is one of many women turning heads in an industry predominantly ran by men, while creating some friendly competition at the worksite.
I guess they're not used to seeing women in the construction field, so when we do get out in the field and we're able to hold our own and get the job done just as well as any other, male counterpart, I think that just gives them, a bit more enthusiasm, like, hey, they can get out there and do it just like everybody else can.
And Boyce says it's an honor to work on a century-year-old building that has so much historical significance.
That's got to be one of the most historical projects here in the state alone. The significance behind it, being a 100-year-old building that hasn't had a lot of work done to it over the last few years, other than the dome, is quite interesting, I think, and fascinating that I can be a part of that history going forward and being able to drive by it and say I was part of the team that did that restoration.
Preservation, construction, architecture, and project planning. These women working on the Capitol project are at the top of their field and are changing the look of Oklahoma.
This is going to transcend Oklahoma. It's going to touch a lot of people, it's going to touch a lot of lives, and it's nice to be a part of that.
So Courtney, not only are these women making history, they're also breaking some barriers.
Right, and in a field known to be a man's profession, it's said that women are the single largest untapped resource in the construction industry. And industry-wide, women only account for 1 in 10 construction jobs.
All right, thank you so much, Courtney.
You're welcome, Rob.
Now, when we return, we look at work underway to attract more females into the construction trades early on in life.